Tricky folks! What do you want, you spooky disembodied voice? I have to finish this review. It's me, the ghost of a former OC, and I came to give you a message. You will be visited by 3 ghosts. No, you are 2 months early. I beg your pardon. Check the calendar, it's not even Nightmare Night. This whole 3 ghost thingy works only during holidays. Well, I'll be damned. You already are. Otherwise you wouldn't haunt me. So what comes next? Guess I'll be back in 2 months then. You know, I already know the drill. I'll be a better fox from now on. And now, get out!
Why do you have to be a heartbreaker when I was being what you want me to be?
Yay! A Christmas episode in October! And how does this episode fit into the timeline anyway? We know that it takes place after Crusaders of the Lost Mark, as Applebloom already has hers. But it's winter, so it plays shortly after Tank for the Memories. However, Applebloom got her mark in the sunny season. And here I thought they would air episodes in a chronological order. This is almost as complicated as the math of friendship.
Number of apples times number of pies is 24 minus my pre-existing friendships plus 1 for mod, and you makes 5 from 24 is 19 new friendships!
She is correct!
Good thing that the CMC were absent during Tanks for the Memories. Anyway, let's talk about Hearthbreakers. It's more or less a sequel to Season 4's Pinkie Apple Pie, as it continues the whole maybe AJ and Pinkie Pie are related thing, and because of that they decide to celebrate the holidays together. I was actually quite surprised to see that the whole main Apple family comes along for the ride. Well, the episode actually starts off with Applejack and Pinkie Pie visiting Twilight's place to wish her a happy hearth-warming Eve. Seems like Twilight finally figured the whole decorating thing out. It actually looks like some sort of home now. She made some progress since Castle's Sweet Castle. FYI, my family does the present thing the same way as Twilight and Spike. But why is Spike so disappointed with his present? Did he expect something else? Anyway, besides some exposition that actually feels somewhat natural, the point of the scene is to establish Applejack's thoughts on ponies who do things differently. She is seemingly shocked that someone would even consider to do so. Yeah, it's kinda fits her stubborn mindset, alright? It's not unlike her behavior in Apple Family Reunion. If it isn't the way she would do it, it's bad. Not a trait I like about AJ, but it's not the first time we see that side of her. Maybe the whole respect of our cultures lesson will stick this time. And that's basically the morale of this episode. AJ spends half the episode complaining about strange traditions. While the pie traditions are indeed somewhat strange, if not nonsensical, AJ assumes that her traditions are the only ones that count.
These are their traditions.
Yep.
I know they have their traditions, and we have ours, but I just want them to see how much better theirs could be.
Okay, the pies are somewhat similar in this regard, as they apparently do not understand that the apples have other customs as well. But then again, the apples are guests at their feast and not the other way around. Luckily, AJ learns a lesson after Granny Smith explains the history of Holder's Boulder to her, and after they talk things over with the pies, it was really nice to see them exchange traditions rather than forcing them onto each other. A really good moral I want to add. However, probably the most interesting thing about this episode is not the morale, but the fact that we finally meet Pinkie's whole family. Took them only 4 seasons, and while I like Maud, it still comes off strange that they introduced her back in Season 4 when 2 other sisters were already established in Season 1. It did, however, make me curious what kind of personality those 2 would have. Well, as it turns out, the younger one, Marble Pie, is Pinkie's twin sister, only a few minutes younger than her, and to top things off, a grey Fluttershy.
Hey, Twilight, what's soaking wet and clueless? Fluttershy, I've had just about enough. Your face!
Not that grey Fluttershy. Well, even her main style is quite reminiscent of Fluttershy's, and you know what? I like it. If you consider Griffon The Brush, this is actually brilliant. Back then, Pinkie seemed almost overprotective of Fluttershy.
Fluttershy. What? No. We can't prank Fluttershy. I mean, she's so sensitive. It'll hurt her feelings, even our most harmless prank.
It is clearly established that Pinkie Pie would never do anything that would hurt Fluttershy's feelings, and Pinkie almost lost it when Gilda roared at Fluttershy, so my guess is that she is especially protective of Fluttershy due to her similarities to Marble Pie. A big sister instinct, if you will.
I'm a year older than you.
Sorry Flutters, you will always be like a little sister to her, and before you bring up Philly Vanilli, Pinkie Pie would never do so on purpose. She just wasn't aware of the fact that she makes her uncomfortable. And wait a minute. Twin, Marble Pie, take away the R, add an N and an S?
Yep.
And as far as I'm concerned, Big Marble or Marble Mac or whatever is canon. At least it feels like a bit more than Shipties, like a crush at least. I actually supported Cheer Mac up to this point, but this seems to be more fitting. It is basically an alternative for Flutter Mac, as it has a similar dynamic, but since it does not involve a member of the main six, it could actually work out without a giant backlash. Well, the rest of the Pie family is okay, I guess. The old English of Pinky's parents and their interaction with Granny Smiths are quite amusing, and the fact that Apolloon actually managed to befriend Maud is quite funny, not to mention that every line of Maud rocked as usual. Get it? They rock. That's funny, right? And then there is Limestone Pie. She isn't bad. I think she is somewhat of a foil to AJ, as she is seemingly as stubborn, is more or less the head of the family and manager of the farm, and the main difference between her and AJ is that she is more blunt than honest, and you can't really blame her for being angry with AJ after she destroys half the farm. However, she does seems to be pretty nice once you know her. So, let's wrap things up. Hearthbreaker was a quite entertaining episode that teaches a quite valuable lesson about tolerance. While not everything in this episode was comedic gold, there were a lot of small moments that made me chuckle, and I really hope we see more of Marble in the future, because I'm curious if the big Marble ship goes anywhere and how much it differs from Fluttershy. But what about you? Did you like this episode? Anything that bothered you? What do you think about the big Marble ship? Let me know in the comments. I am Tricky Fox, and thanks for watching. And if you don't mind, like and subscribe.